Hey yo, Miggy, what's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Miggy Talkz. I'm your host with the most, Miggy, and to my right, I got the homeboy Spencer Golden. Spencer, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, bro. Thanks for coming out, man. It's like what, 9:30 this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
What, you got to
9:30.
go to work right after this?
Yeah, right at 10 o'clock. So
Yeah. Tell us a little about the CLS, man. What does that stand for?
Well, this is my girlfriend's dad's window cleaning business. It's this Coastline Shine down here in Long Beach. You know, we're right along the coast. Everybody's got a nice view over the ocean, and you want to have some nice clean windows. So if they get dirty, give us a call. Didn't even mean to sponsor us, but kind of worked out that I'm going to work right after.
Cool, man. So like, what kind of buildings do you clean? Like, do you clean like huge retail businesses, small houses like mine, big old mansions, bro? Like, what kind of houses, man?
We come across pretty much everything. It's honestly there's not one single thing that we do more than the other. For the most part, it's small businesses and houses, but there's a few big buildings. Those are the big guys that are the bigger projects. They take a little more time, but on the day-to-day side of it, we're doing smaller places, like little fast food restaurants or even smaller dine-in restaurants, storefronts, and then a lot of people in the houses right along the beach. Those guys are big selections over there. A lot of those people they want their windows done. So it's real diverse. There's not one specific kind of business or home that we do. It's pretty spread out. So
It's variety.
Yeah,
Big variety.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So like, of all the houses and places that you cleaned, man, like, what was the most beautiful? Because I know, like, you always shoot me Snapchats and stuff of all these houses that you clean that are like on beaches or some even in Palos Verdes, man.
Yeah.
Like, those are some nice areas. Which house, if any of them, was like the most beautiful and stunning?
All right, so a couple weeks ago we did this place in Rolling Hills, San Pedro, and is this, you could call it a mansion. It was only one story, but it was a giant house. It was just being built, brand new. People were moving in a couple days, so no one had lived in the house yet, and it was right at the top of this gated community. It was beautiful drive. You go into the community, go up the hill, and the backyard overlooks all the mountains out there in San Pedro. It was a beautiful house, but damn, one thing, I had never seen a house with more windows. This house probably had about close to 100 to 200 windows in it. It was ridiculous, but when you're up there and you got a nice view and it's the sun's out, it's nice. It's you don't even mind it.
What do you think about that? Do you think houses should have more windows? Because there's been a couple of houses where I walk in and it's just completely dark. Like, I feel like we need light in our house. I feel like if our house is well illuminated, it kind of just uplifts everybody's mood as a whole.
Yeah,
you know
of
what
course.
I mean?
I feel like you don't want to have that creepy, like, pedophile look without any windows. There's some houses that you look at them, they don't have any windows. You're like, all right, that's a little weird. You wonder what's going on. So
Yeah,
I feel
like some serial killer lives there.
yeah, I feel like windows, they kind of welcome people in. They kind of show that you got a nice house inside. You're letting the light in, bringing it in, and but not too many windows. You gotta find a nice balance point.
Balance point.
But it's better to have more than not
less.
enough, than less. Yeah.
Than less. Better to have more. Okay. Dang, man. Cool. So one thing that you guys might not know is me and Spencer, we've been homies since like what, eighth grade year.
Shit, yeah.
I think the first time I met him, we played on like this transitional travel ball team.
Yeah.
We're like, there's like 5 different high schools in Long Beach, and one of them is Milliken. And Milliken has like this summer program for kids that are going into the school, kind of as a means of recruitment and stuff. And so I think I got involved with that team because of another teammate that I've had in the past. How did you get involved in that team?
To be honest, I don't know exactly how I got involved. I know my dad knew some people talking about the travel ball team, and he went to Milliken. He knew it was a great school. He knew that they took their baseball program seriously, and I think it was just connections. And at that time too, I know I was still debating which high school I was gonna go to. So I thought it was pretty funny that we ended up going to Wilson, but we were playing on a travel ball team from Milliken. I thought they gave us some funny looks.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I don't know. It would have been cool to play at Milliken, but like, to be honest, the main reason why I was on that team was just so I could get my extra amount of reps.
Yeah.
But
That dirt at that field's hard too, man.
Yeah.
Laid out for a ball.
and the fences are
Slice
far.
your whole arm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's crazy because like, you know, way back when we were both infielders. I was a shortstop, he was a second baseman. And so we kind of like had that, like, you know, that infield on lockdown. Like, you know, nothing ever really got past us, and we were making our plays and stuff. And so we became really, really tight because of that. And eventually, like, you know, he'd always come over to my house. We'd always go skateboarding, bro. Remember that?
I remember those
bro.
days.
Did you ever land a kickflip, man? I know you've been trying for a while. I don't know if you ever landed it or not.
Maybe once. Maybe once. And I don't know if it was clean. I put a lot of time into it. I think I kind of reached the point that you know what it was is I started driving and then I kicked my skateboard to the curb. When that was my main source of transportation. I was trying to make I was trying to make some fun out of it. But,
Yeah.
It's hard. So I give props to all those professional skateboarders out there that make it look they're doing tray flips like it's nothing. You know, it's a lot harder than they make it look. So I give them my respect. You know, I can understand how much time they put into it.
I mean, it's all really just hard work and dedication, right? Like, that goes into any aspect of your life.
Anything, yeah.
It doesn't have to be just skateboarding. You know, it could be baseball. Or you can even just being, like, creating yourself as a better person, you know, in general.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You're going to have your ups and downs, bro. You know, you're going to fail. You're going to want to quit. You're not going to want to get up and do something in the morning. But just, you know, being dedicated to it and putting your all into it, like, that's what really, really drives you to do what you do. So speaking on that, bro, like, have there been any times where you've woken up and you just didn't want to go do this thing, but you were able to bring yourself to doing it?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's been plenty of times I've woken up not wanting to do anything, get out of bed. But, okay, a lot of times, you know, I let that take over and I just would spend a few hours in bed and it's like noon already, there goes my day, and it just kind of feels like you wasted your day. So, lately, when I've been waking up in the morning and it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'll still be a little tired, I've just been trying to force myself to stay up because that's something that I've always had sleep problems. If I have the option to sleep in, I'll sleep in for hours.
Yeah.
So pretty much the only way around that is just forcing myself to get up, and same goes for I kind of have to force myself to eat a little bit in the morning, but after that it feels great when I get some food in my system. I got some energy, my levels are high, then I feel a lot better, and it's worth it. It's worth kind of just pushing yourself through that extra little rush in the morning just to get your day going, because then, you know, then you'll be a lot more productive throughout your day. You'll feel a lot more accomplished by the end of the day, and it feels like you made the most of it. So
when you say you force yourself to get up, man, like there's got to be more to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of listeners and like, you know, they have those moments where they just can't get up. Like, just the fact that telling yourself you gotta get up. Like, I know that's not enough. Like, are there any techniques and things that you use? I mean, I know for me personally, a lot of people, like, I've done a lot of research, and they say that, you know, once you wake up, sit up right away. Like, just automatically just sit up in bed, man. You don't even have to get up out of bed. You just got to sit up in bed. You know, it's kind of like, okay. And then you tell yourself, all right, now let's get up and go. And then as soon as you get up, go over to the sink, get some cold water, and splash yourself 7 times. And I heard that, you know, the feeling of that cold water is like one of the first sensations hitting your face in the morning. Releases all these endorphins into your mind, and then just kind of like gets you going. You know,
it's an eye opener.
Get you moving again, you know?
Okay. Yes, yeah. I haven't tried that. Usually I'll take a shower in the morning, but biggest thing for me when I wake up, I always got to get a glass of water. I think that's what gets me out of bed, is having to get up, go to the kitchen, get water. But the part where I have to what I have to avoid is getting back into bed, because that's once you get your water, just stay out of bed.
Stay out of bed.
Once you get back into bed, then it's over. And once you fall asleep again, you wake up a couple hours later. You're just like, what did I do?
What
Just
did I
a
do?
mistake. It's a mistake. But,
So, would you consider yourself an early morning person or a late night person?
right now, I wouldn't consider myself either. I feel like I gotta go to sleep early and wake up late. I used to be a late night owl and an early riser. I was both of them, and now I'm just like going through this transition where I can't hang anymore.
Can't hang anymore.
I'm just getting my body back into shape and getting my sleep schedule going right. But if I'm going out with my girlfriend and whatnot, we're going out, watch a movie or whatnot. We'll stay out late and I'll push. But if I have something in the morning, like for instance like work, like I gotta go to sleep early. If I got something going on the next day, and I want to be ready, prepare for it on time, then I gotta wake up early because I got my routine when I wake up, get my water, I'll stretch for about 20-30 minutes, then I'll get my breakfast and shower off. So if I don't give myself enough time to do all that, then I feel like I'm rushing. I feel like I'm not gonna be fully prepared for my day. It's like I'm not doing exactly what I need, and so
To have a successful day. Next day. All right.
It kind of sets me off on the wrong foot. So
I know a lot of people say that the more successful people are the ones that wake up early in the morning.
yeah, I've heard that.
Is that something that you can totally agree with? Because I mean, like, I don't know, lately my sleep schedule's really kind of been messed up, and I haven't been able to fall asleep till like 1 in the morning, and then sleep in till like 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that for me, I don't just go sit down, play video games, or just put on a Hulu movie and stay up. I'm either working on these podcasts, working out, or I listen to other podcasts like the Joe Rogan podcast I've been staying up and listening to. And just last night I was learning about this guy named Wim Hof. You know who that is?
No, I haven't
They
heard
call
of
him the Iceman.
Iceman.
So supposedly this man has been able to accomplish things that people or scientists believe was humanly impossible. He climbed Mount Everest in his shorts.
I've heard of this guy.
He hung 1,000 feet above the ground in Poland in the wintertime, so it was like negative 30 degrees in nothing but his shorts by one finger for 25 seconds.
Wow.
They've done studies on him, and he says that he's been able to like mentally warm himself up when he was submerged into ice cold water all the way, and he started to feel his kidneys start to freeze in ice cold water, and he was able to mentally warm up his kidneys. It was crazy, and like the science is there to back it up. Like he's been like have all these tests to him, and it shows that even in ice cold water, when he was submerged for a long time, he was able to warm himself back up.
And he's generating that heat like
all mentally,
control.
bro. Yeah, and he
It's
says he's
insane.
able to tap into like his immune system and to all of his endorphins, and he says that we have the ability to get this adrenaline rush from like when you're about to jump off a bridge doing a bungee cord for the first time. Like imagine how much adrenaline you can have doing that. He says you can process the same amount of adrenaline just by laying in bed.
Really?
Doing this breathing exercise. Basically, like the breathing exercise is you take a deep breath in, and then you just do like a normal breath out. You don't deep breath out. Like the idea is to suck in as much oxygen, let out a little carbon dioxide. You do that 30 times. On the 30th time, deep breath in, you let out, and then you hold it. And you hold that breath for a minute at least. But the thing is, he says the more you do it, the longer you'll be able to hold it because you store more oxygen into your body.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like,
sense.
after you hold it out for maybe like a minute or so, breathe back in, and then hold it for like 15 seconds. And then, and already, like, you'll start to feel lightheaded, but at the same time, you'll be able to chemically balance yourself, the chemicals in your brain. All of your blood cells are going to be oxygenated, and you just are just gonna, like, that's his method. That's how he says he's
Okay.
been able to do what he does, and he believes that the cold is his greatest teacher. The cold is his greatest teacher. So, who's your greatest teacher, man?
Who's my greatest teacher?
Like what? Like, you know,
In what ways?
well, you know, people have religion. People
Uh-huh.
have God as their teacher.
Okay, so
This guy Wim Hof has cold as his teacher. Now he's done amazing things, and all he's had was the cold.
mhm.
It could be a person, or it could be a thing. What is your teacher?
Sheesh. Should give me a little more time to think about that. But
It's all good, bro.
you know,
I know my dad told me not to ask you hard questions, but fuck, man, I'm sorry. I
That's
just had to
all-
let it out, man.
it's okay, man. You know, my greatest teacher. You know, if you want to just be as general or blunt about it, I'd say life itself, because you know it is a teacher, and it's a constant trial and error. It's something I personally can say every part of life, every time every year that goes on, you're learning more things, and you have to adapt, and you have to learn how to take on these new things, and with that comes failure. And I failed more than even countable, more than imaginable, but from all of that failure has come progress and learning, and learning from your mistakes. And so yeah, I'd say just life itself, everything that happens within it, you know, that's all one big teacher, and it shapes you to be the person who you are.
So situations, in a sense, because life is pretty much about
Yeah,
situations,
yeah.
right? So the way you react to the situation is like, you know, everybody's gonna fail. Like, shoot, over a week and a half ago, man, I failed pretty bad, you know.
Yeah.
And I realized there's two things that could happen. One, you could just stay stagnant. You don't change. You just feel like, oh, everything's just gonna go back to how it was. Or you can take action. You know, you can take action. You can stay stagnant. You can take action, or you could go down a darker path. You could just say, oh
Absolutely.
shit, this not gonna work. I'm just not gonna be the person that I want to be.
Just
I
not
might
even
as well
try.
just, you know, go this way, and just, you know, because the thing is, man, there's so many forks in our road of life. Decisions that we decide to do this or decide to do this. Whether you go to bed early or you go to bed late. Even that in itself is a fork in the road that can determine what your final outcome is going to be.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
crazy thing is we don't know what our outcome is going to be, but
Uh-huh.
the small decisions that we make now impact us, and they overlay us, and they stack on top of each other, and they all amount to this one big picture as a whole. So, with that being said, like, you know, I had the choice to change myself, to become a better person, and to, you know, not only change, have the idea to change, but actually take action on it. Going back to hard work, dedication, you know?
Mhm.
People can have dreams. People always have dreams, man. Like, I still have a dream. But it takes work. It takes dedication, bro. Everybody wants to be rich. I feel like everybody wants to make that money, you know? But every business has to start from somewhere, man. Like,
Yeah.
you were telling me about your girlfriend's dad's business. Like, it was kind of like at a you know, so stage. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't really look like it's going, but off of what you told me, it's starting to blow up now, right?
Yeah, perfect example. He had it going for himself. He was at the top of the chain in his business, and took a step away from it, and just the business kind of went down when it stopped being maintained. People stopped seeing in it. It's not coming around as much, but we've been getting back into it. He's really working hard getting it back up, and I'm trying to help him as much as we can, and it's already going back up. So it's just one of those things that if you work at it, it's gonna come. You know, some things take longer than others, but the biggest thing is just persistence, and never just being in the mental state that no matter what, you got to do what you got to do, and shit's gonna happen. You're gonna have obstacles in your way. It's just how you choose to handle them, and biggest thing is just keep persisting. You know, just You it doesn't matter how many times you fail. Just persistence itself shows something about your character and who you are. And you could just be doing the wrong thing, but if you keep trying at it and it's just something that's not for you, if you just apply that same effort to everything that you're exploring, you're gonna find something that fits you perfectly. Everyone's got their own clique or whatever that fits them differently, and as long as you just give it 100%, make your time worth it on this planet. Don't know how long it's gonna last, so just that's the biggest thing. You know, I always fear having regrets when it come to my final day. I always fear just
Wishing you could go back and do something different.
yeah, and that's the thing that I don't want to have those regrets. I want to be able to go, you know, knowing that I made the fullest of my life and I did as much as I can to help those around me and make a better life for everyone in my life.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, bro. Like, we all have the power to do that. Believe it or not, man, it doesn't matter where you come from. You could come from, you know, a very, very bad and run down neighborhood, but you can still make a difference.
Yeah.
Or you could come from a really nice neighborhood. You can still make, dude, everybody has the power to make a difference.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all up here.
Definitely.
It really is all up here, man.
Yeah, and I feel just one thing to add on to that. I feel us, me personally, you know, I can't speak for you, but at least me personally, you know, just growing up where I did, I was very, very fortunate to not have to be involved with a lot of things that happen out in society with equality and all, you know, a lot's going on right now. And I feel my lack of my involvement just given my where I grew up, you know, not having a lot of that chaos constantly go on surround me. I neglect it, like, incidentally, without putting second thoughts into some of the shit that goes on in the world. And I feel given my position, it's almost like
It's a blessing.
it's a blessing, yes, but it's almost like an obligation that I should be doing something extra to play my part to help those that don't have that same opportunity as I, that they have no choice but to fight for just their own basic rights every single day, that they're faced with things that I wouldn't even think twice about, that you know, it doesn't happen in the type of area that I am, type of family that I grew up in, and it's just very fortunate. But it's all I just like to play my part where I can, give in my hands where I can.
Yeah, I mean, we all can play a part, you know? Like, I know there's a whole social media movement that, you know, you can get involved in with, or, you know, you can go out, be a part of.
Yeah, you can get in all that. You can go out and protest, and that's a little risky right now, you know, like with coronavirus going on. You know, I don't, you know, it's just a lot of people. It's not that they don't care. It's just they're just taking their own safety right now. But the biggest thing is just voting. Get an education on who you're voting for and vote.
Yeah.
You know, for the longest time, I was the guy that thought it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's still a small part of me that's like, why am I doing this? You know, it's one vote. Is it really gonna make that difference? But every vote that
does.
Yeah, every vote you don't make, that gives the other side that you don't want, that gives them more power. That gives them their leverage, that they have that one extra vote over you, and that's just pretty much saying you're allowing it to be the way it is, and you don't really care. And you know, I do care. So that's the biggest way to, in my opinion, just to show that to make that change. You know, just doing what you can with that.
So, moral of the story, if you can vote,
Do it.
go vote. If you can't vote, you're chilling. But when you can vote, make sure you go vote. Damn, bro.
Sure.
So, like, not trying to get into heavy, like, politics or anything like that, but where are you? Like, Democrat, Republican, Independent?
You know,
I'm an independent. You know, I keep my...
I don't even
neutral,
label
you know?
myself. I choose not to label myself.
There you go.
You know, I it's good to have just an education on it and to have an understanding and to have your own standpoint. But I choose to just not label myself because there's there's things on every side that I can pull out and say I like and I agree with, and things that I don't like and agree with. So I just, when it comes down to it, I think you kind of have to choose which side you're on or who you're voting for. But it's gonna be the person that it's gonna be the best intentions. You know, it's gonna
Best
be
intentions, yeah. Yeah, I feel that, man. I mean, it's always good to have good intentions. Like, let me ask you this, man. Say somebody did something to you, you know, and it really bugged you. It really bothered you. But at the heart of it, they had nothing but good intentions the whole time. They never intended to hurt you in that type of a way. How would you respond to that? Like how would you respond to that?
If they never intended to hurt you, like what, incidentally, like
Just yeah, like
well, I for one, I make mistakes. You know, I do a lot of unintentional things that I don't mean to do. I know when things start to go down and you know, conflictions happen, people get their mental attitudes change. I for one, you know, it happens, and you kind of lose focus, you lose control, and when that happens, it it's not the things that you say, it's just letting yourself get to that point, because most people just ramble on about shit that they don't mean, they don't want to be saying, but it's like you get in a mode that's just like no filter. And I think the biggest thing is just like working on containing yourself from getting to like a furious violent state, regardless of what the issue is. You know, just like that's one thing that I try to work on, is at least just like staying calm. I did for the longest time, like I didn't. That was just straight up. I for one was not good at handling like situations in general.
yeah.
But the biggest thing is just like staying humble and staying in control, and working together. You know, whatever you're doing, if you have any type of issues with your family, your friends, with a stranger in line that bumps you, you know, the biggest thing is just like just stay calm about it. You know, no need to snap, to automatically just get into this like
Downhill
mode.
spiral of moves.
Just stay calm, talk it out like humans. It's like, you know, everyone will be thankful for it in the end.
So, you're human. I'm human.
Yeah.
You say you notice yourself, you get out of control. How do you realize you're getting out of control? When do you understand you're getting out of control? And in that moment, what do you do to get yourself back into control? Whether it might be like you're in the moment right now, you know?
Well, the problem is a lot of people don't realize when they're out of control. It's not that they don't realize it, it's that they
can't target it. They can't say, oh, I'm feeling really angry right now, or I'm feeling very anxious right now. It's just that emotional wave just taking over their whole personality and like their whole being.
I think a big thing that happens is like, I've tried to make mental notes in the past, and when your mentality goes through the roof, so do all your notes. And so it's having some type of reminder, some type of outside exposure to just like if you can create it within yourself, just like writing something down and taking a look at it when shit happens. If you can just remember to look at it and just put like one word on it or something that can just like remind you to just stay calm or just be grateful or be appreciative. I think that kind of helps, like just recenter yourself and understand, like, you know, like what are you trying to get, where are you trying to get, and is it worth it? Like, is it, in the end, is that something that you're gonna leave as a better person or a worse person? And I think that all goes into the choices you make.
So let me ask you this, bro. What is our purest self? Like, you know, people will get angry, but when you're angry, you know, you're just in that emotion. You're not really your purest self, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean,
you might get sad. You're going to be in that emotion, but you're not really your purest self. But what is, like, if you could define somebody's purest self, how would you define it?
How would I define it?
Like, I guess ways that I could think of is maybe, you know, you're calm, you're able to,
Well,
you have time to think about or assess a situation, right?
yeah, I think being at a point of rest, that's the natural state of being, is just being at rest. You know, like take a look around, everything outside. Trees, they just stay at rest. That's their natural state. And I think same for humans. It's that same concept, but with our mind at rest.
The mind at rest.
And you know, maybe you're walking around, but keeping your mind at rest, not overworking it. You know, like when you gotta use it, you gotta use it. But when you're just enjoying your life, there's no reason to overdo yourself.
I feel you.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Hey, well, you think it's a good time to wrap it up? Because I gotta get.
Yeah, you gotta go to work.
Going to work.
All right. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. It's my boy Spencer Golden.
Yep.
More than likely, I'm gonna have this guy come back because you know we got a lot of really cool topics that we want to discuss
Yeah,
that we
man.
haven't even been able to get to.
Yeah, dude,
So,
anytime.
yeah, man. Hey, look, do you have any like Instagram or social medias or anything like that you want to reach out and let
I
people
don't
know
care
about?
social media.
You don't care
man.
about it? All right. Well,
If
hey,
you find me. If not, it's cool.
if you want to follow me on Instagram at Miggy LBC, that's Miggy LBC. I put up these polls talking about like, fuck.
Hey, spread the word. All right.
Yo, yeah.
Check out this
Share the
channel.
podcast, man. Make this
Just
shit
watch
blow
it.
up.
You guys
I
are
love
gonna
Take care.
enjoy it. All right. You're gonna enjoy the future to come. This guy's got a lot of great passions. Got a lot of content coming for you. You know, just stay tuned. If you guys like watching podcasts, this is just gonna be another one that you can add to your daily routine, man.
If you don't got shit to do, check this shit out, man. Because I
Yeah.
know a lot of you, especially on quarantine, you're not doing anything. So just check this shit out, man.
Yeah. So,
All right, y'all have a good one.
Now I'm here and you are there, and honestly, man, I don't care. So just keep talking all that smack, cause your whole vibe is hella whack. I don't need you, I got my own brothers. I'm the last one to